There is a correct way to help the immune system, and then there is the less effective way to help the immune system. Most people seem to prefer to help the immune system in the less effective way. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern Brand. So the less effective way to help the immune system is you get sick, and then you load up on as many high doses of vitamins as you possibly can. So while this may help a little bit, it's not preventing anything for dang sure, and it's really, the benefits aren't as amazing as you would think. There is research behind zinc. Taking zinc at the front end of a cold or sickness can reduce the severity and duration of it. That's true, but I would even argue that that's not the most effective way, okay? So I used to be like many of you, and when I say many of you, I mean most people, in that I would get sick very easily. So I wouldn't just get sick, I would get sick. And by the way, when I say sick, if I even looked at somebody who was sick, I'd get sick. And then I would get sick really bad, and it would turn into a sinus infection, and it would frequently turn into walking pneumonia or bronchitis. Either which way, I was on antibiotics 2 or 3 times a year. Maybe some of you are familiar with this, but I for dang sure had a bad man cold, okay? And on the other side, my immune system was hyperreactive in that I had a poor tolerance to hay, pollen, grasses, so external things. And then there was carrots, walnuts, bananas, watermelon. There was a whole bunch of foods that I would react to. My immune system was hyperreactive, meaning it would overreact to things that it shouldn't have, okay? So I had both of those. On the other side, I don't know about the rest of you, not only is having a man cold super inconvenient, it's really expensive, it destroys your quality of life. And then if you have kids, which I have 5 of them, having your kids stay home from school all during the year, every once a month, it sucks. It's like super inconvenient. You hate to see them sick all the time. I'm coaching football right now. I'm watching kids. I'm coaching 12-year-old boys, and they're constantly sick. Like, they're in and out of practice all over the place because they're always sick, okay? So if you would like to correctly address the immune system, you have to acknowledge a few things. 70% of immune cells are either in the gut or they reside around the gut. Either way, the gut is like ridiculously important for the immune system. That is a fact. There are certain immune warriors, right? So T cells, natural killer cells, B cells, macrophages, dendritic cells. There are certain immune warriors that I would like to call that when they are in proper training and health and they are ready for battle, you simply don't get sick as long. I'll say it from my experience. I don't get sick hardly at all anymore, okay? So which is super cool. So on the front end, if I do have something come across my path, meaning I'm hauling boys around that are all sick right now for football. I'm living in a normal world where everybody's sick. If I get sick, I'm just tired for a week, meaning I'm like, man, I am just a little run down. But I don't get like the sniffles, the cough. I'm not down. It doesn't take me down at all anymore, at all actually, which is super cool. My kids don't miss school. So do they still get sick? They do, but it's not like it used to be. Like, the severity's not even close, okay? So that's the outcome of doing things correctly. And then on the other side, if you train your immune system to be tolerant, you discipline it and you help it to not be hyperreactive, you don't have those reactions. You just don't. I eat watermelon, I had bananas this morning in breakfast. You can have the foods that you used to react to when you're out and about in the world. You're not going to freak out. Like my wife's got family that have cats. I used to like just cats, me. My eyes would get all swollen shut. I'd get congested, not bad. And so I just wouldn't go to their house at all. And now I don't have issues. I don't have issues. So that's super nice. My wife has Hashimoto's, which means her immune system attacks her thyroid, right? Her hair grows. She's not gaining weight. She doesn't have brain fog. Doesn't have the problems, okay? So here's my suggestion if you would like to do things in the effective way. So one, yes, a healthy diet is extremely important. A healthy diet provides the nutrients to fuel the immune system. I totally agree with that. A high sugary, unhealthy diet is going to hammer your immune system. Is plenty of rest good? Yes. Is getting plenty of hydration and all that, and exercise, those are all great. And I totally support all those things. Those are basic fundamentals, okay? But beyond that, the first thing we suggest is Postbiotic Plus. It's in this form and a capsule form. I personally like this form because I can take the top and I can pour it into smoothies, into drinks, into everything. And I frankly get tired of taking capsules. The benefit to the capsules is there is no smell. It's super convenient, no smell. This has, because it has a butyrate in, let me explain the 3 ingredients. So there are 3 clinically studied ingredients at the clinical doses, and as always at Silver Fern brand, we go all the way. So the first ingredient is called Amuse. It is a postbiotic. It is extremely good for helping with your natural killer T cells, your natural killer cells, your helper T cells, your B cells. It's helping with all of those. So it's helping ready your immune system and train them. And then we added beta via in. Beta via, also a postbiotic and a prebiotic, and it does work in the immune. It is by way of the gut, significantly improving macrophages and dendritic cells. It's helping those to be healthy because, once again, you need to properly train your immune system. And then on the back end, Biomen butyrate, from our perspective, from what we found in the research, is the fastest absorbing form of butyrate. Butyrate is not only liquid gold, literally on your gut, but it does everything. In fact, if you are taking probiotics and prebiotics in any fashion from any kind, don't even care who the provider is, one of the primary benefits is you want butyrate. You want a lot of butyrate. This is loading you up on a very high dose of a butyrate that has been clinically studied and proven to be to absorb fast, up to 500% faster than other forms of butyrate. Once again, I'm not taking away from like sodium butyrate and tributarin. I think that they have a good place. It's just for the purpose of what we're doing here, where we're trying to help regulatory TREG function, so regulatory T cell function, right? Which is really important for immune tolerance. We went with the Biomen L-lysine butyrate. Okay, once again, not taking away from other products. I don't want to do that. I'm just saying this is what I would argue to be the effective way to help the immune system. All right, so Postbiotic Plus is a standalone product, ridiculously effective. So here's something I'm also going to tell you. The research and reality do not align in everything, and they don't necessarily with this. So per the research, it shows a significant improvement in immune function in 45 to 60 days. That said, I started it in January, and I still got really sick in February, okay? So, but I've been on it now for almost 9-10 months, I think. And I have been around sick people literally for the last 60 days. I mean, and that is not an exaggeration. I mean, literally not an exaggeration. Like kids in my backseat driving to football games, coughing their heads off sick, where they're like, can I just get a cough? Like I'm giving them lozenges because their throats are sore and they've got a cough. I mean, those kids have been around me all season long in football, and I get nothing. The worst I've had is I get a little tired. Like I can tell when I'm sick these days because I'm just tired. I'm like, I don't wake up ready to go during the day. I'm like, wow, I'm way tired. That's it. So if you're okay with that, then there it is. So the ingredients, the Amuse and the Beta Via, both have clinical research studies for helping with the respiratory system for people like me. I have a deviated septum. That's one of the reasons I get sinus infections so easy. So this is a very good product. But I am going to say, I think personally speaking, I think you need to be on it for longer than 45 to 60 days. If you want gut health, by the way, it also helps with metabolic health, believe it or not, but the gut barrier, all of it. It is a gut health product, but we are targeting the immune system correctly. Can kids take this? Yes, each of these ingredients is 100% totally fine for kids. I have my kids take this. So my older kids, if they want convenience, whatever, they can take this in a capsule. Like I said, I prefer it in the stick pack. It smells horrible. Butyrate smells horrible. But I just open it up and I pour it in my kids' smoothie or their juice or whatever. I make them take it daily. I take it daily. My wife takes it daily. This is a non-optional product in our household because, frankly speaking, being sick all the time, not feeling good, or having your immune system flare up is an absolute pain in the A, if you know what I mean. And I'm trying to not swear, so that's but this is a great product. Expensive, but amazing. You're welcome. Bye.